What's going on, everybody? This is Burkham, and today we are going to be going to Yerevan, Armenia from Tbilisi, Georgia by Bolt car. It's going to take about 5 hours, so I'm going to document the process. I just stayed about 3 days here in Georgia. Now we're on to Armenia. Let's see how it goes. So the Bolt car is coming. It's going to cost about $162 US. All right, we've already got a little bit of a change of plan here. I guess Bolt canceled my order, so I'm now going to try and get a private car. So he's calling in, so we'll see what happens. All right, so I finally found a way to get down there. I'm taking this Bolt car. It took about 35 minutes to find something, but we found something that's costing 500 Lara, which is around 180 US. Well, after a little bit of confusion due to language barriers, I guess this driver is trying to find me someone who's going to Armenia. We are still in Tbilisi right now. All right, we are now changing cars. So, just an update. They changed taxis, and I'm still paying 500 Lara. So the prices have changed a little bit just because of confusion, lack of, language barriers, and so Armenia's border. This driver is actually from Armenia. He's been waiting at the bus stop for someone who's looking to go to Yerevan, which is where I'm going, so I'm going to actually go with him for the same price. Now we're in southern Georgia, just south of Tbilisi. This is what the scenery looks like. There's not too much going on down here, not like in the north where the Caucasus are, but we're making progress towards the Armenia border. It takes about 1 hour. All right, we're in a village here in Georgia. We're getting closer to Armenia. We've just been driving this road. There's nothing really too scenic to mention. It's just a bunch of dried shrubs. Here it is, September 1st or 2nd. It's early September. But yeah, we're just stopped to get some water, and we'll see how it goes once we get to the border. This is what it looks like. You can see it's very dry and brittle in September after a long, hot summer. But yeah, we're getting ready to get to the border right here. Like I said, it takes about an hour, and you'll see. Watermelon. We're just now pulling up to the border area. This here is some vendors just outside. Pulling up to the border checkpoint, and we'll see how everything goes from here. All right, so here's Georgia, here's Armenia. You've got the Georgia entrance, you've got the Armenia entrance. I'm gonna walk in here and he's gonna drive the car, so I'll tell you how it goes. Okay, got duty free. Yes, okay. So we've got duty free here. Lots of perfumes. Hello. Everyone loves duty free because tax benefits. Don't have to pay the high price. So this is what they have for the duty free. I actually never shop duty free, but maybe I should. But you guys have asked me in the comments to show you what they got for duty free. That's the prices. All right, so from what I understand is I'm in the middle here. So we're in the middle. There's the line coming into Georgia. It's like more people coming in than leaving. So we're still on the Georgia side. We got to go across this bridge here, I guess. And yeah, more duty free. My driver wants to do some duty free shopping. I just don't have room in my suitcase for any of it. What do they got over here? Some coffee. Nice facilities. Very nice facilities. There's a Snickers. Hopefully I get into Armenia at a reasonable time. Then I can do some touring around Yerevan. Now, something I did notice was my plan, and I have the visa to go to Azerbaijan, but there's a tension going on between Armenia and Azerbaijan. There's no direct flights, and the border crossings, the U.S. State Department has a level 4 do not cross the border there. So I don't think I'm going to go to Baku anymore. because the only way to get there is like through, I would have to go back to Tbilisi to get there, I guess, but my driver is still shopping it up, so I'll show you another store here. I guess duty free is where it's at. We even got some glasses. Now we're officially crossing the border in between checkpoints. It's a bridge that goes over a stream or a river here. So this takes about a minute drive and then you're at the Armenia checkpoint. Okay, so we're now at the Armenia side. I'm gonna go inside here and get a stamp. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, we are now into Armenia. They were a little bit more strict than Georgia with the questions and just the overall feeling. But yeah, I mean, it was a very tense little border crossing for that one compared to Georgia. All right, and we're officially in Armenia. Country number 98. Let's see here. One more question here. You do have to check your luggage at customs, so make sure you get your backpack and your suitcase and anything else, because they will be checking that as you arrive. An interesting thing happened right when we got into Armenia. It instantly got a lot more green as we started to go up into the mountains. I didn't realize how high up we were going to go, but ultimately we get around like 6,500 feet. There's a big lake up there, which you guys will see a little bit later on. But yeah, we start climbing up the mountains and it gets real green, unlike what we saw in southern Georgia. Yeah, so we are cruising through the mountains. Looks nice here. The terrain here reminded me a lot of California, in particular in the Central California area. All right, so we've stopped for some lunch. We got this waterfall here. Show you around this restaurant here. It's called Yerevan, but you can see right here, these are actually table huts. So you eat inside the actual building, which is good because if it's cold, you know, because up here they'll get cold temperatures. But let's take a look around this place here while we're waiting on the food. We've got some traditional beef and chicken, as well as potatoes. I think even some salad coming. There's another one of these buildings. Wow, look at this place. Well, the food has arrived. Yes.
It's water.
Yummy. Wow. Wow. The food was delicious, and we're about 3.5 hours into the drive. I'm a lot more awake now. As we're going up into the mountains, you can see how green it is right here, and very scenic and beautiful. We're climbing up to around 6,400 feet. They say it's about 2,000 meters, but you can see driving on this windy road all the way up to the highest points of Armenia. And up here, they actually have fresh spring water that we end up taking a drink from. You'll see in a moment, but we're starting to climb. The weather is perfect this time of year. Here it is early September. It's not too cold, not too hot. The air is fresh, and you just feel very stress-free up here. That's the feeling that I would describe it best. You feel very safe up here. You don't feel like there's any problems, so in case you guys are wondering about this route, how safe it feels, that's my interpretation and my feeling. Well, here we are at the tunnel, and they've got some nuts. Hi. Oh, yeah. And they've got some fresh water. Look at this. All right. Yeah, that was some of the best water I ever drank. Splashed some on my face, and then I took a little drink, and I was like, wow, that's real water. That's the type of water we're supposed to be eating. This tunnel through the mountain is 2 kilometers long, and you'll notice something interesting. One side you have green trees, the next side you have just brown, no trees. At this point, we're about an hour and a half outside of Yerevan, so we're making some progress and we're getting closer, but we're gonna start going down the mountains as we pull into the valley area. Most of the drive from Georgia was not a highway, it was just surface streets, kind of slow moving. But once you got into Armenia, it actually starts to develop a highway. But off to the left here, you can see that's the big lake at 6,400 feet elevation. Huge lake. It is a natural lake called Lake Sevan. As you may know, this part of the world has the largest lake in terms of surface area in the world, called the Caspian Sea. Actually, it's along the banks of Azerbaijan, the nearest country, but Caspian Sea is not a sea, it's a lake. It's got salt water, but it's not attached to the ocean. And we got a traffic jam. Shepherds. We got the cows and the sheep. At this point, we're really close to Yerevan, maybe 20 minutes out, but we're starting to descend quickly into the valley where Yerevan sits, and then I'll show you what it's like once we get to the city. Now we have arrived, and I'm just about to give directions to the driver to get to the actual hotel. All right, so yeah, we have made it to Yerevan. It took about 5 hours, almost 6, because we stopped for lunch, and we also went through the mountains area. There's a little bit faster route. There's 2 ways to get there from Tbilisi to Yerevan. We just took the mountainous zone. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you on the next one, probably from Yerevan Airport.